Prologue. Time. All I need is a little more time, thought the soon-to-be-dead man. Hearing the crowd's roar, Gerald Bean looked back at Red Buffalo Hall. The gym-style building was alight as the Kiowa people inside were learning of his treachery, ending murder. He ducked into the shadows cast by the overhanging eaves on the Kiowa Nation complex, the largest of several buildings spread across the Kiowa Nation compound. The wall felt rough through his sweat-soaked shirt. Though cooler than the day, the Oklahoma summer night was still sticky and humid. Damn Indians. Gerald spoke aloud, then peered about in fear of having been heard. He couldn't be found. Not now. Mud Sawpole was probably revealing my crimes. Nothing that would stick, but it was a bad time to be exposed. Staying in the shadows, Gerald put distance between himself and the tribe gathering taking place in Red Buffalo Hall. He moved across the gravel roadway toward a large 1940s-era Quonset hut. Gerald watched the door of the small maintenance office attached to one side, waiting to see if anyone remained inside. He was early for a meetup, just how he liked it. There was power in watching each partner slink in. The plan was supposed to be quick and easy, and it was, until Mud showed up. Gerald hacked and spat on the ground, immediately regretting it. Across the roadway, two uniformed tribal police officers paused on their way toward the maintenance hut. "Did you hear that, Joey?" A football player-sized man asked a slightly smaller version of himself. Joey stopped and peered around. Hear what? Taking advantage of the noise made by the police, Gerald slipped deeper into the shadows, keeping the closed office door in sight. There were no lights on within, no sign of his partners. Gerald glanced back toward Red Buffalo Hall. He could hear a faint cheer. The officers argued as they walked on behind the large maintenance hut to the duty vehicles parked in back. Gerald listened until the gravel-crunching footsteps faded away. Once the officers were gone, he moved toward the office. His partners weren't going to be happy to learn the plan had to wait, but there was no choice. Sparsely spread gravel barely covered the wet dirt. Clumps of mud left from an earlier thunderstorm clung to his boots. He dragged his booted feet through the gravel, rubbing the dirt off. He couldn't help but wish he could rid himself of that Sawpole girl as easily. Mud has to go, on her own or with a bit of persuasion. An ugly smile formed on his pale face as a possibility came to mind. Making sure no one was in sight, Gerald moved quickly to the office door. He entered the small office thinking, the plan will work. They just have to give it more time. Desk lined one side of the added-on office space. On the other, a well-worn plank floor hallway led to the cavernous maintenance hut. He slid into a nearby desk chair, rolled it to face the office door, now slightly ajar. Gerald heard cars in the distance. The tribal meeting must have ended. Those Indians will be talking about the murder. He rubbed his chin. Today's murder could be good cover. They'll all focus on that and forget about me. He straightened, pulled his shoulders back before finishing the thought. The partners will just have to wait. I'll tell them we're laying low. It will take a bit more time before we cash in. He licked his lips, thinking of the payoff. His thoughts returned to the murder earlier in the day, solved by that meddling Mud and her cousin Denny Sawpole. A silly emotional murder that served no purpose. Nothing he would get mixed up in. Gerald's annoyance shifted to his partners. They really weren't needed anymore. Their disappearance would solve lots of problems and his mind went to the money to be had. Gerald thought a little longer about death. Murder done logically had certain advantages, like keeping all the money and no one left to talk. His twisted smile returned. After all, silent are the dead.